Hello, today I will present you the Jaguar I-Pace, which is a car I enjoy a lot, so I wanted to show it to you. So it's a car that is not made by Jaguar but Magna, which is a good news because Electricity and Jaguar, they don't have a good reputation. So Magna, it's a brand that or companies that makes cars for other companies. So they make, for example, the G-Wagon for Mercedes or the BMW Z4 and this Jaguar. So this Jaguar, very nice to drive actually, very powerful. It has 400 horsepower on it, it's written on it. It has big wheels. It has a look that I enjoy because I think it looks pretty nice for such a car. It's an SUV. SUV it has its downside. It's very big. It's sporty but not extremely sporty. And you can't put that much things into the trunk. So is it a good car? I think it is, but it's not perfect. I will try to show it. So for example, the trunk, if you open it, you will see like you can put a trolley and maybe a bit more, but it's very, very small compared to the size of the car. There's a lot of space, like I don't know what's going on here, and also here and here. You don't really see what's, yeah, there's no space. Same in the front, it's a quite huge front, so from here maybe to here, you can put one cable. Nothing more. I don't know what's going on. They have a lot of equipment, I think, but yeah. About charging, so they have a standard port, which is, I think, what you should expect. It's using a lot of electricity to drive this Jaguar. So a Jaguar that has a high consumption is not surprising. I would say it's a four-wheel drive, a lot of torque, a lot of power, but it's a charge not very fast. Some people say it's because the batteries they have from LG, they don't have authorization to charge them fast. So if you want to drive a lot very far away, in 24 hours, it's not the best car, but for a weekend trip, it's pretty nice. So inside now, inside it's a very classic interior, which I think is enjoyable. I can close the door. So it has written Jaguar a bit everywhere. Here we can see on the ventilation, if you need to. This one is not full options, so I actually don't know the list of options it has. It's a lot of options in this car that you can have, but still it's a decent one. It has the good sound system and it has the panoramic roof. The seats maybe are not the best, but still it's okay. What's interesting, so it has this screen on the bottom for ventilation, which is very useful to have, I think, because like, no, I really don't know why, but it looks okay. The entertainment system, it reminds you what could be a bad Android tablet when there was still a lot of for sale. So it works, it's fine, but it's not very fast and responsive. Like if I go on the map, yeah, it will work, but you can see my fingers that is not very tracking the map. About the screen, it has, I will try to show it here. About the screen here, it has a multiple sports mode, so it has economic, dynamic, and dynamic is red because we know everything that is red is faster. I don't have much more to say, so now I will drive it, and you can see how it feels when you drive it. The Jaguar I-Pace is a very nice car to drive because I think they did combine very well the mix between comfort and performance. So you don't need to drive very fast to feel the performance. You just take a small turn at the speed limits and you can feel like it turns very well, and it's doing that still while preserving comfort for the passengers. If you are wondering whether you should buy the 400 horsepower one or the bit slower one, which is I think about 300 horsepower, I would advise to go for the 300 horsepower because there is no need to have such performance on the I-Pace. It's not a car that you will go on a track or do rally driving. So the I-Pace has something that is a bit funny compared to many other electric cars. It's they have fake engine sounds. So if you accelerate a bit fast, they will simulate on the speaker some kind of V8 sound of, I don't know, like you can hear it. So it's funny. I don't know if you hear it well, but is it useful? I think it gives some kind of speed feeling if you are expecting to hear something when you accelerate fast on a car. You can deactivate it or actually reduce it. So it's a gimmick, but I think it's it can help some people to do the transition towards electric car. You don't hear it from outside too, which I think is a good point. So I will try to show the artificial sound. I think when you accelerate on the motorway, it's a bit more artificial. So I'm on sport mode because to go on the motorway, it's very important to insert on sport mode. And I will try to find a good insertion line. Maybe be yeah, it goes pretty fast and makes sound. It's a bit fun, totally useless. So about high-speed driving in Norway, the Jaguar I-Pace is usually not very loud. This one has bars on the roof to put skis, so it's a bit noisy, but compared to a lot of cars, it's a lot less noisy. In Norway too, you have a surface of the road which is not very smooth, so when you have summer tires, it's a bit loud, but if you have winter tires, it's a bit less loud. But what my point is, the I-Pace is a quiet car on a highway. Should you buy this car? I think today, when I make this video, so in May 21, I feel like there's better cars on the market, better value. You can have an ID4, the e-tron, the Taycan from Porsche, a lot of Tesla, and this one I think still has some points. For example, it's very comfortable. It's a bit rare, not in Norway, they did sell it pretty well, but if you're, for example, in other parts of the world, it's not a car that everyone has, but it's also not the best. So maybe you don't care about the speed of the battery charging. Maybe it's fine to wait 20 minutes more when you stop at a charging station. Maybe you don't care that the trunk is super small and you want its comfort, old-fashioned interior that is looking very nice. Maybe you are seeking something else. Maybe you want better performance, and then I don't think you should go for this one. You should go for a Porsche Taycan or a Tesla. I think this car, I will not buy it new. I think maybe used, if you find a good one on the used market, I think it can be very interesting. Or if you rent it like I do right now, it's also interesting. So you can see the extremely huge trunk in the front to put the cable. Wow, you cannot close this. Fancy. So if you had to choose between ID4 and the I-Pace, I think ID4 has probably much more space inside, but the I-Pace looks nicer. The charging speed of the I-Pace is about 100 kilowatts max, but as you can see, it will reach it pretty fast, but it will not stay for very long. Like I will cut, and a bit later I took another video. And as you can see, now it's only 80 kilowatts, and it will slow down more and more towards 100% of charge. So I charged for a little while. Now it's about 50% state of charge, and it's still just a bit below 80 kilowatts of charging power. So I would say the charging curve is pretty good and pretty flat, but if you think about the consumption, it's not a fast car at all. It accelerates fast, but it doesn't go far very fast. So this Jaguar is not mine. It's shared among people in the city of Oslo. It's a non-profit organization. So we have a lot of cars like Tesla, Jaguar, and tons of Toyota. But it's pretty nice. They also, in the city of Oslo, you can rent a Renault Zoe, for example, or ID3 from Volkswagen. But personally, I really enjoy the car sharing non-profit Jaguar. I like the concept. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe to my channel.